Welcome back, everyone, to It's Last Call. Last call with the alcohol only on it is the Last Call YouTube channel. Now, join me on the line. Well, this man here, or should I say this man is going to be fighting once again. It's a big step up. It's Jermaine Franklin versus him only on it is Ring City, USA. Dare I say, this has possible title ramifications.
Yes,
I give
sir.
you the undefeated sensation himself. I give you it is the big shot, Stephan Shaw. Stephen, let's talk about big. It's a big fights here. It's you, Jermaine Franklin. Somebody else has to go.
Yeah,
Is this the kind of fight you wanted? I mean, is this the fight you have been chasing for, let's say, the last 3 or 4 years?
yeah, this is definitely the fight I've been looking for. This is the perfect opportunity. I feel like it's the perfect opponent, and I'm ready already. I'm excited. I'm just ready to go out there and dominate and, be victorious and, just be great.
Take me to Jermaine Franklin. Like, what when you see him? And I'm guessing your team have broken some things down. You've seen some clips on him. What kind of
Yeah.
fighter is he? Like, what makes him a good fighter?
Uh, two young American guys, 28, 27 years old, 20-0, 14-0, somebody old has to go. And with just those ramifications alone, you're in for a great, great competitive fight. But with my abilities and his abilities, I feel like my abilities is that much above his. And I'm just ready to display it and just show him that I'm on another level and just go to that another level.
So, what does he bring to the table? Like, when you see him, what kind of fighter is he?
He's kind of an aggressive guy, but you know, um, he tries to come forward. He just tries to throw punches. He tries to put out an output. He just tries to fight hard. I really don't see him. He try to counter guys. But I really don't see him. I don't see him making adjustments. I don't see like his boxing IQ, and but come April 22nd, I'm expecting the best Jermaine Franklin that we've ever seen. I'm getting ready for. I'm getting ready for him like I'm training for Mike Tyson.
Does it now? I know, but you're with the Bell Entertainment. He also promotes a guy, Jerry Forrest, who to this date gave him the toughest fight. A lot of people thought Forrest beat Jermaine Franklin back in 2019.
Yeah.
Do you reach out to somebody like that when you know somebody who's fought a guy? Do you ever reach out and go, "Hey, is there anything you saw? What did you pick up?" Or do you just look and go, "Well, that's nice, but I'm going to just do me"?
Yeah, that's the pretty much the latter part. You know what I mean? I just, I analyze it, and I just study my opponent, see the things that he made mistakes in that fight, and see things that I'll be, capitalizing off of, and I feel like he's made for me, like you say, when he fought Jerry Forrest, a lot of people thought that he lost that fight. I thought he struggled with Rydell Booker as well. Rydell Booker was just getting out of jail, and I feel like I'm a different. I feel like I'm a different level of caliber of fighter. Those guys might have more fights, and but the quality of the opponents that those guys have fought, they're not even really at the level of the guys that I fought. So it's a different type of undefeated, young guy that he's about to face. He's never faced anyone like me.
We'll go back to this fight in a bit. Take me back to your last fight. I know it was a while ago, back in 2020. First, let's talk about the big thing, 235 pounds. I know for you and I have talked about, you said you want to get down. You want to be more slimmer. You want to be more mobile. How nice did it feel getting down past that 240-pound mark for you, which you've been working on for quite some time?
Yeah, man. It was just a blessing, man. It felt great, being out there at 235. I could really display everything that I have, being around at that weight, and just eating right, more of a professional. When I first turned pro, I kind of was still new back into the sport because I took a 6-year layoff from 13 years old to 19 years old. And I was a professional fighter by the age of 21, and went through different trainers. My first trainer didn't work out, and I had just had to adjust with my new trainer, Coach Bashir. And now we're working and we're gelling like perfectly. You know what I mean? And I started working with the strength and conditioning guy by the name of Derek Fairchild back home, 3 years ago. And my body and my weight, has been a reflection of that work, and I felt great out there, man. I really did, and I'm looking to feel great again this fight, and continue to be at a great weight, great size, great physique. And it's only getting better.
How tough was it, for you those early years? Because let's face it, it's not like football. This isn't like even baseball or basketball where you start off the sport and you get money. Contracts, all the major sports, you don't care where you sign, 6 figures. You're not making that much. So you can't afford, a nutritionist. You can't afford strength and conditioning coaches unless you're a gold medalist. So how nice was it, let's say for 3 years ago, when all of a sudden you have some money in your pocket, it's like, okay, I'm going to hire, this strength and conditioning coach. I'm going to hire a nutritionist. How much does the nutritionist help in just, as you said, not just losing the weight, but you're no longer hungry. You're no longer just, getting snackish.
Exactly, man. It's big, it's huge, in the sporting world. You need a nutritionist. You need people around you that know what to put in front of you, and I feel like it's just like, as I climb the ladder, all those kind of things have just been climbing with me. And it's just gelling at the perfect time. And I couldn't be more blessed and more show my gratitude than just going out there and dominating these guys. You know what I mean? I feel great. And like you say, man, it was pretty tough. It was pretty tough, kind of being, not well off, sort of poor, as a professional fighter, first starting off, I didn't sign a major contract, even though I was with, Al Heyman, I didn't sign a huge contract, so it was definitely tough. And, it was some growing pains and, but we here now and I'm still undefeated. And I'm at this moment right now. And I feel like I'm about to take off like a rocket, man.
Take me back to your last fight. It was December 17th, 2020. It was on Ring City, USA, Wildcard Boxing. How weird was it just going in there and you're quarantined for another week, can't really go any place. Your social distancing, just a mask, and then all of a sudden there's no fans. So you can hear your corner, his corner can hear your corner. How weird was that the entire 8 rounds where you can literally hear the instructions like almost as if they are literally right in your ear because there's no crowd. It's just you, your opponent, the referee, and a bunch of camera people.
Absolutely, man. It really wasn't an adjustment because I have laser focus. I feel when I'm in the ring, my first fight on TV, I fought a guy by the name of Danny Kelly, and it was a bunch of people there, and I was in tune with what my trainers were saying from the corner as I was actually boxing. So, it just helped my focus even more to hear my trainers with the less silence. With more of silence, you know what I mean? Excuse me, with more silence, and it really wasn't tough for me. I go to a hotel when I'm out here in San Diego and prepare for these bouts, so I'm kind of in an isolation and quarantine already, so I'm used to being in a hotel room cooped up, and I was just ready to fight, man. I was excited to be back in the ring for over a year, and I was just excited and I couldn't wait to go out there and dominate that guy like I did. I felt like if I didn't, hurt my hands like I did, I would have probably got the knockout, and that was an adjustment, not having my normal cut man in my corner, to wrap my hands perfectly like I've been used to them being wrapped. I didn't get my hands greased up. I didn't, so I tore the skin off my knuckles. And, but that comes with the territory, and a true fighter can fight through anything, and I fought through it. I kind of hurt my hand right around the 3rd or 4th round. And after the 7th round, I thought it was broke, but went back and it wasn't broke. It was just, just very tender, from boxing, So I fought through it, made it through, and dominated the guy, and here we are, man.
When you take me to that point where all of a sudden, as you said, because in the movies they say, "Oh, it's easy," if after one or two rounds the fight, the hands go numb, and all of a sudden you don't feel the pain. Every fight I've talked to, you feel it every round because it just gets worse and worse and worse. How
Absolutely.
bad was it for you in terms of just, when you throw a jab, how bad was it in terms of that pain going, okay, something's wrong here?
Yeah, man, it was just like that. It was like, because it was my left hand was really hurting, and then my right hand started hurting, and it was just kind of like, you just kind of got to fight through it, man. And it was just like, every time I kind of landed on him, I felt it, and he had a nice size head, he was bald head guy, so, and then I had on those Everlast MX, with the horsehair, with the horsehair on it in the gloves. And they were pretty thin, with the hand wrap wasn't tight hand wrap, like with the thick gauze like I needed it, to protect my big hands, because I punch pretty hard. And, the harder you punch, the more effective you can probably hurt your hands, so we started trying to find soft spots going to the body, and but I'm gonna try to have the right gloves, I'm gonna have my cut man, all of that good stuff with me for this fight, so it won't be no excuses, to why, I probably did knock him out. But if I don't knock him out, I just go out there and just get the W. And that's what I'm planning on doing.
If you're just tuning in, ladies and gentlemen, once again, we got it. It's none other than Stephan Shaw here on the show. We're talking all things, of course, training. We're talking weight loss. We're talking his fight against, once again, Jermaine Franklin, Ring City, USA. It's going to be only on NBC Sports. Now, how frustrating has it been with coronavirus for you in that? I'm guessing you had plans this year. You're going to fight a lot, last year. You're going to fight a lot more. That didn't happen.
Yeah.
I'm guessing you want to take trips maybe with, Ali Bashir, maybe go and spar with guys like Vladimir Sidorenko or Usyk or guys like that. That didn't happen. How much do you look at last year and go, man, I lost a lot of momentum, whether it was either in the ring or whether it was out of the ring. Just all these plans I had got, really ruined because of COVID.
Well, I felt like my momentum did kind of slow down. I was featured by Dan Raphael on ESPN.com as a top 25 prospects in boxing, and in 2019, and really 2020 was supposed to be my year to make that transition from being a prospect to a contender, but I feel like with one fight, I did that, and this fight definitely is going to help me propel to that level, by beating Franklin. And it was pretty tough. It was pretty tough, not being able to take care of my family like I usually do, by providing for them, with the prize fighting money that I get from boxing, and that was pretty tough. That was definitely tough. But, God prepared me for that before then. I've been through a year layoff, going through managerial switches, and, being a year off just, for sometimes for no reason. So I was adjusted, to being off. Most guys, kind of gain weight during the quarantine. Most guys, really wasn't doing anything. I was working, what I'm saying? And I've been continuing to work, since my last fight. I let my hands heal, for about a good month, and got right back in the gym, man. And right now, my weight is about 239, 240. I'll probably be like 237, anywhere from 235 to 238 in this next fight, and I'm feeling good. I'm feeling strong. I don't have to worry about what I eat. I eat the right foods. I don't have to worry about not eating a certain amount of foods, you know what I mean? Because now my body tells me when to back off. And, you know, my body's pretty much getting adjusted to a full-fledged professional heavyweight fighter.
It all comes down to, as mentioned before, it's you, Jermaine Franklin. It is Ring City. It's a Ring City USA bout.
April 22nd.
This is a big fight here because, as you said, this is no longer, you know, blown up cruiserweights, prospects. This is, somebody said, we're going to find, somebody said, we finally find out if you're the real deal, Jermaine Franklin's the real deal. His supporters say that he's the favorite. He's been in there with more veteran guys. He's been in there with more tougher, you know, opponents here. How do you beat a guy like that who might have more, you know, let's say he might have more advantage in that he's been 10 rounds. He's been, you know, all 10 rounds against veteran guys. How do you beat a guy who, on paper, might have more veteran tricks experience?
Just go out there and continue to be me. You know, just go out there and continue to be me. You know, this guy, he's nothing. You know, he hasn't fought anyone like me, you know, and that's what I know. And that's the biggest thing. You know, he fought guys that have a certain record. You know, those people kept keeping him busy. If I would have been kept busy, I could be easily 20-0 as well. Like, that really doesn't matter. I could fight 6 guys from TJ, some cab drivers, and be 20-0 with 20-0 with 16 knockouts right now, you know, and it'll be like on paper, you know what I mean? But, you know, I really don't get caught up in that kind of stuff. I just go out there and do me, you know, make the proper adjustments that I'll have to make if I have to make them, you know, and just focus on just dominating this guy. He's nobody different from the guy I fought my last fight and the guy I fought before then. You know, he might be 20-0, you know, but again, he hasn't fought anyone like me.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, it'll be April 22nd. It's the main event of Ring City USA. I give you one half of that main event. I give you undefeated Big Shot himself. I give you Stephan Shaw. Stephen, before I let you go, where can the fans check you out at? Where is the Twitter page, Instagram, the website? How can fans hit you up at?
You can follow me on Facebook at Stephan Big Shot Shaw. That's my fan page. Then I have kind of like a personal page. You can follow me at Stephan Jabari Shaw. And on Instagram, you can follow me at Big Shot Shaw. And you can follow me on Twitter at Big Shot Shaw. And I got some merchandise coming soon for everybody. And I just want y'all to stay tuned. You know, April 22nd, you know, it's going up. Me versus Jermaine Franklin. I just can't wait to put on a great performance, man.
Stephan Shaw, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, the Big Shot here joins the show. If you haven't, check it out once again. April 22nd, Ring City USA main event. Shaw versus Franklin, only on NBC Sports. Check our local issue details. We come back, though. Stay tuned for more great interviews coming up here. Only on It Is Last Call. Last Call with the alcohol. Only on It Is the Last Call YouTube channel.